Oni-chan. Ducky scrunched her brow. Gitaru called her a strange name. Her green eyes flickered from her brother, that was still embracing her tightly. To Yin, that was still standing with caution in her stance before them. Who is Ume? Gitaru released Ducky from his embrace. However, he kept his grip on her shoulders tight, his grip not once wavering as he spoke. Your name is Ume. Do you remember? Your hair was the same as it is now. The most purest of whites. But your eyes, they were blue and soulful, like the sea. I'm sorry I couldn't protect you. I'm sorry that I let you be hurt by those human bastards. Oni-chan. She grew even more confused, noticing that he was almost rambling on at this point. You were so beautiful, and they destroyed that. He grit his teeth, his eyes holding nothing but burning contempt for his past life. I promise you that I would let nothing hurt you. But I failed you. I swore to you that I'd keep you safe and let you live a life you deserved. But I can't even do that. And now, all I can do is say sorry. Yin's lips turned upwards into a wistful smile, wishing that their life could have been different. But it can't. What's done is done. And now that they are demons, they would undoubtedly meet their end at the hands of demon slayers. The only thing left for them after that would be accompany each other to hell to atone for their sins. Such a sad fate for any. Oni-chan. Daki shook her head, hissing in pain when her temple throbbed, and flashes of scenes that showcased memories long forgotten ran through her. What? How? Something this human said. Gitaru mumbled. It made me remember. Snapping her gaze to Yin, Daki could only feel hatred and jealousy bubbling up within her when facing the girl. She felt all that and more towards the human that had cursed her pain and misery throughout her previous life when she was one of them. But at the same time, she no longer wanted to act on those emotions like she used to, finding that this human didn't take anything from her. In fact, Yin opened up both in her brother's eyes, giving a brief nod in Yin's direction. Daki and Gitaru walked out before shutting the door behind them. Yin was left alone once more, puzzled as to what had just happened. Daki didn't seem mad. If anything, they both seemed grateful. Is that even possible? Hesitantly, she cracked the door to her room back open and peeked outside, finding that the two had vanished within the ever-shifting Infinity Fortress, or they might have left the fortress completely. Now that she had completed her training with them, it was likely that Muzan had sent them out once more to find information on the blue spider lily, and to consume more humans to gain strength. She found that fact slightly irritating. She couldn't do anything about it. Glancing back down to the blood that was already too dry on her kimono, she grimaced at the iron-like smell. I should go wash it off. But she still seemed too tired to do so. But I have to, she thought. Where was that bathroom again? Wandering the halls of the fortress, Yin eventually did find the washroom that Muzan had shown Yin before, and used a rag to try and get little of the blood out. While she went that it wouldn't be super affected, she hoped to lessen the stain, at least for a little bit. Scraping off the clothes until it was nothing but her undergarments, she started to soak the clothes in cold water. Yet, she continued with her task. She didn't notice the demonic presence approaching her until it was right behind her. She froze. With her hands still in the water, all she could do was stand there, her breathing becoming erratic as the demon's bloodlust and hunger washed over her. Little ripples emerged on the surface where her fingers started trembling, slowly turning around to find, I'm going to butcher his name, Suyoku, Lower Moon 3, the appearance of a saintess. With drool dripping down her chin, the liquid splattering on the floor below as she stared at her hungrily. What is she doing? I didn't think I'd see a lower moon again, especially after what happened with Muzan. I should have stayed in my room. Feeling much too exposed, Yin held her soaked clothes up to her body and tried to cover herself as much as possible. But the amount of skin shown wasn't the most concerning, as they were both women. Instead, being Tatsuku's expression, the female demon was practically oozing with bloodlust and hunger that Yin physically felt more, though they had to be a good distance from each other. That distance was soon closed when Sudoku rushed towards her with her hand outstretched, her nails sharpened to easily tear her flesh. However, surprise flashed over her features when Yin disappeared, only to appear again above her, ruling her body to kick her to the ground. Tsutsugu landed with a loud crash, blood flying from her lips at the impact. Yin stood above her, trying to figure out what had just happened since her body moved faster than her mind in the moment, soon realizing that it must have been of all Muzan's training was putting her through. Wow, training really does pay off. And she's just a lower moon compared to Daki and Gitaru. Tatsugo was soon back on her feet, but each time she stood, Yin merely knocked her down again and again. She found pleasure in beating down the lower moon, a smile stretching across her lips as she stomped down on the demon once more, not feeling the body underneath her still, nor the blood that stained her fists. The thrill felt intoxicating. Knowing that she was supposed to be weak, able to overpower someone who was supposed to be strong, sent an accelerating jolt through her spine, and she craved that. But only snapped out of the moment when the door slid open. Muzan standing there disguised in his female form. His dark hair was longer and tied up in a low-hanging bun. His lips tinted red with rouge, and now dressed in a flowing black kimono decorated with flowers. He smirked. Well. He hummed in that almost twisted amusement, his female voice sending shivers through your spine. What do we have here? It's time for Toagawa Era Secret. Although Daki has lost all hatred towards Yin because she helped Gitaru regain his memories, she still doesn't like her. Tsukudo was summoned by Muzan to be given to a particular mission. However, the intoxicating smell of Yin's body drew her away. Yin felt the power she felt when beating Totsu was very addictive. Well, only then realizing how much she craved it when wanting to defend herself in the world that is, no, not hers.